What is up, everybody? Welcome back to part 4 of the ultimate guide to making Yakuza renders in Blender tutorial. There goes my fucking mouse. Yeah, before I had a trackpad, but now I'm using the mouse because, I can't like scroll, I can't zoom in and out anymore. Or scroll up and down, so I'm using a mouse. Maybe I won't use one for the next tutorial, but it all depends on how things go. Anyways, now that we're done with the introductions, let me just play around with my settings here real quick. Change this from 5 to about maybe like 4. Maybe I won't change the color, but instead of this I'll change the strength from 2 to 4. How about that? Yes! There. Now, this is Nishi with barely any alterations. I joined all his hair meshes together, and I changed his materials from alpha blend to alpha hashed. But that's about all I did. I also removed the cube map texture. That's gonna stay out for the majority of this. Yeah. So, I also removed his cube map texture on his eyes. Yeah, but what we're gonna do, for starters, let's subdivide a few things. Now, you can see his model isn't like ridiculously small like old engines. It's 35k tries. It's not awful, but it can look better. Like, there's only 9,000 tries on this hair mesh, and it will kind of look bad. So we're gonna just make this into quads. Well, it won't look awful. I'm just saying that we can improve how it looks. We can make it look smoother. We can add the modifier. We can change this to a subdivision surface. And let me just say this right here, right now. Auth models have more polygons than ADV models, apparently. And that's how it works from all the games from up until YAKUZA 6, I believe. And this is excluding the PS2 games, as I have not confirmed it yet. But if you're wondering about PS2, I'll talk about that later. But there is no traditional par for PS2 games. Par doesn't exist until Kenzan. So they used .dat instead in the PS2 games. But and Kurohyo, they use CPKs, and since it's not an RGG Studio game, they don't use RGG formats like PARs, GMDs. No, it's completely different. I'll talk about that in the Kurohyo video, which will also cover Yakuza 1 and 2 PS2. But I'll have to download the HD collection just to show you guys what I mean. But, anyways, we have Nishi's hair subdivided. Now, you might be thinking, well, can we get into the shaders? Alright. Okay, his ears are covered. Doesn't really matter. But, what I would do... That's 7,000 tries. Okay, let me see something first. It's gonna be a quick test pose just to see how it moves. If it looks blocky when it's moving, then I'll subdivide it. If not, then we're okay. Hold on. Let me plug this back in. Oh boy. Hopefully it doesn't continue to. There we go. And now we can pose. I just need to see how they look like. when they are moved. Alright, you can skip the step. I'm just seeing if I want to subdivide these. So, new rule. Avoid subdividing the faces on old engine titles. Besides the hair. The hair always subdivided, no matter what. And the face, you can also subdivide it, as well as the hands, but in this case, Nishiki, his hands are pretty okay. They're alright, you don't have to subdivide them. Alright, so I'm gonna just control tab out of this, object mode. Now look at that, 40,000 tries. That's a lot. So I'm gonna subdivide this, so I'm gonna move this to the top of my modifier part. And we're gonna apply this subdivision. But we did a lot of subdivisions, so I'm gonna try decimating it. Just to make it a little bit less awful. Now, for a hair mesh, 20k tries is a lot. But this works. Yeah, we can live with this. 50k tries is fine. Alright, now that we have everything ready, what I'm gonna do is we're gonna take a look at Nishiki in the games. Alright? So we have pictures of him from YAKUZA 0, which is the model we're using. See, there's a very little tiny shine on his hair. Let's look at other screenshots, not fan renders though. We'll see this screenshot from the end of 0. Very slight shine, but it's there. There, his default render from 0. There's shine, but it's like not super duper noticeable. Let's see how it looks like for us in Blender. That shine, it might be due to lighting, but it's not that visible. Like, if we hide one of these lights, we'll hide this one. I mean, it's there, but it's not, like, super prominent. But I think it works for this scenario, because at the end of the day, we're not trying to... Because what we're trying to do here is make Nishiki look somewhat similar to the games. And yeah, we'll make the backlights a little bit brighter. We'll make this about 22, which is complete overkill for a sun, first off. Alright, yeah. If we look at the back, it's going to be complete overkill. Hey, this works, kind of. Hey, you know what, actually? Change the angle, it'll look good. It'll look okay. We'll go from 32 degrees to about maybe 3.2 degrees. We'll remove 10 of that, just so it has a more sharper feeling. Alright, now that we have an old engine model in, look at that. Now we can add our shaders, and we're going to append this. I had a shortcut the whole time. We're going to get out a Galen shader. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna find NotYoshi's shader. I'll leave the link to the old engine shader and NotYoshi's Ko-Fi in, or Coffee, however the fuck you say it, in the link below, because that's where it is. There's this, that's not gonna be there, leave it alone. This is the one you're gonna have, the OE shader version 1.blend. So we're gonna look here. We're gonna go to node tree, and there's much more of these than there was before. Put all of them in. Yeah. We're gonna have all these. So let's start with the face, because the face is interesting. So we're gonna go to the shading tab. Actually, before we do that, I'll do some pretty quick compositing. Okay, we have subdivision, and we're gonna add a camera. I'm gonna render in the same resolution that I usually render in. This is my, oh fucking hell. Oh, that's not what I was talking about. 1919 x 1919, 1920 x 1920. That's what I render in usually. We'll be keeping this aspect ratio, but you don't have to have this aspect ratio. Do whatever you think feels alright. I'm lazy, so I just keep this. It works for me. Actually, I think I might go with a lower resolution this time around. 1080 x 1080. How about that? So we're gonna put a face here. I'm gonna put a camera here. There. We're gonna make it orthographic. So we're gonna change the lens type from perspective to orthographic. And we're gonna change the orthographic scale to. We will change this back in a while, a little bit. There. So we're gonna do the face, and we're going to do something. We're gonna import one of the old engine shaders. Alright. So immediately you'll notice 5 things here. You see the DI, the MT, the TN, and the TS, but you might be wondering, where's the noise and TR? Where's the subsurface scattering? It's right here, first off, for the TS, it's TR, but old engine does not have any normal, repeating normals for the face. It's all of that skin detail is being carried by the normal map and the material and the MT. Those two work together. So we'll use the old engine skin shader. So we'll just plug these in where they're supposed to go. You can leave the subsurface alone because it's done like manually in the engine, as far as I'm aware. I honestly don't know how to explain it. So yeah, I don't know what the hell this JSON data means. I don't think anyone does, besides NotYoshi. Anyways, I mentioned this. I think I mentioned this during either part 2 or part 3, but you'll see Nishiki. You'll see NotYoshi's, not Nishiki. You'll see NotYoshi's shaders. They won't require you to change the frozen diffuse to subsurface. This is way too much. First off, let's look at 0. Yeah. Just in case you want that, like it's there. But I'd put the subsurface to 0.1 just to see what it looks like. And if we observe further, we can then change what we want with the SSS. I'll try putting out a 0.5, see if that's overkill. No, that is quite a lot though. So I'll put it at 0.3, 3.5 instead of 4, like I was eventually about to. And look at that. That works. This works. There. You don't have to do this, by the way. You can keep the Neo shader with old engine models. Old engine models look fine as is. I'll say that. You don't have to do much of anything, really. If you just want to use the wrinkle map, this is your only option, because this map has been here since Kenzan, yeah, so we're gonna search up wrinkle. Okay, you cannot do normal. You cannot do node groups like that, fortunately. So we're gonna see. Oh, you can also put a fixed normal here or whatever. I don't know what that does. I don't think you should do that, 'cause I don't know what it will do. No idea why it's taking so long. But, I think it's the subsurface. That's, I don't know why the subsurface is like that, but it's doing quite a bit. So, yeah, we're not fixing the normal map. Yeah, not this time. Sorry, fixed normal map. So I'm wondering what this is for. It's for subsurface scattering in the game. So if the material has that, you should put on subsurface scattering, just to be safe. But you don't plug this image in. There's no point. It's done in the shader. So now we're just gonna copy that over to the other meshes. Let me be slightly more nice to my computer. Where the hell is it? It's not it. Oh, right, this is weird. There should be another mesh that I can select right around here. But I can't select shit here. Okay, there we fucking go. What the hell was going on over there? What was that? Yeah, so I'd personally repeat the same thing with the hands. But, yeah, personally, just beware in case your computer is not good or something like that. If you really need to use the wrinkle map, then, there, it's right there. So once again, if it has that subsurface, you put this SSM blend to a value. You can play around with that value, see what you like. I'm not forcing you to do it with a 350. Just play around with it, because sometimes it'll look not good at 350, possibly. But just don't plug in the subsurface texture. That's all I'm saying. And you can keep these in non-color. Made by the same person, NotYoshi, and all their shaders are like this. And let's just wait for this to finish so I can show you guys the wrinkle map. It's gonna be awful. All I did was fucking stretch. Alright. Now we're gonna add the wrinkle map. Go away, Nishiki. Add the wrinkle map. Colors right here. Oh, I put that into the wrong slider. There we fucking go. So the wrinkle map works the same way as the Dragon Engine one. Just this time it's for the old engine instead of the Dragon Engine. Oh, why is my computer so fucking slow? Can this stop and not speeding these parts up? Yeah. So basically, this functions the exact same as Galen's, except it's not Galen's anymore, and this is the old engine, not the Dragon Engine. So now we have subsurface enabled. But what do we do with the rest? There were 4 shaders that came with that. I'm just gonna show you once again. That's 4. Actually, never mind. Forget this one. There was 3 that we need to know about. There was the old engine hair shader, the skin shader, and the Uber shader. The skin shader, I just showed you what it does. The hair shader, let me show you right now. It's practically like Galen's. It's not really like Galen's Dragon Engine hair shader. But, yeah, you just plug these in like you would normally. This, specular, I think this is where this anisotropy thing comes into play. Hopefully it doesn't fuck up. And you only press this, if your model is from, an old engine game. Like a very old engine game. So, if your model is from Kenzan, Yakuza 3, Yakuza 4, Dead Souls, or Binary Domain, possibly, I'd be safe. Just to be safe, I'd enable that. And same for 5, because both of those games I've heard a lot of debate on whether or not they're old engine or just old engine. I'm leaning more towards 5 being old engine and Binary Domain being old engine. But like they're both like games that bridge the gap between those 2 engines. And those engines are similar enough to the point where like you can basically make a generalized shader for this, just like NotYoshi did. But the jump from old engine to old engine is it's bigger than the jump between Dragon Engine 1.0 to Dragon Engine 2.0. Let me just find my charger. There we go. Alright, now let's see what this looks like. I'm not sure if the anisotropy will look how it should. Hopefully it does, but it might not look the way it's supposed to look. Oh, please do not look the way you're not supposed to look. Okay, I think it's a subdivision doing this. There's no way it's taking this long. There's only 50k tries here. Should not be doing that bad. Alright, don't put that into the specular color. Then we're gonna have to wait another few minutes. How fun is that? See, the only thing you need to modify is the specular strength. Keep the specular color as white, because the anisotropy texture, I don't know what the anisotropy texture does. Like, it gives them that sheen that I was talking about before. Let me show you again. Like, it gives the characters that sort of sheen. That's what that anisotropy texture does. But in Blender, it doesn't really work the same. So, yeah, basically you just edit the specular values. You can make it bigger. I don't know if that makes it more dry. That's what it seems like it's doing. Or you can make it, or you can make the specular value smaller, and that probably makes it a lot more wet looking. I'm seeing no major difference. Alright, I think this also relies on the MT. So we're gonna keep the specular values at 50. Because I'm not seeing much change. Yeah, and then there's the Uber shader. Let's use it on Nishki's shirt as a base. So that's the specular color and the specular power. So we're gonna keep the Dragon Edge shader there. We're gonna put the Uber shader on the side. Now, this is what I remember. This is what the prototype shader looks like. At least it's what I remember looking like. You could use this on the face if you want. But yeah, this is kind of just a better version of the Neo shader. So we're gonna change this. We're gonna get this color. We're gonna get the specular value. We're gonna change it to 11.312. We're just gonna copy the values that are here. Is old engine class shader. We don't need to do that. It's not a Y3RS shader, it's not an SP shader. Basically, now here is where I'm going to basically explain what an RS is. We don't need this anymore. Get rid of this. Alright. You know what a diffuse is. You know what an MT, you know what a multi is. You know what a normal is. You might need this though. I'm not sure exactly, because it might be like Galen shader where this node is already like embedded into the old engine shader. I'm gonna have to consult NotYoshi. But yeah, RS shader. This goes here. The RD goes here. The RD actually goes where it says RD. And then the RT goes here. And then the TN. Now this is with the combined node, the combined normal modifier. Not the modifier, the shader. So what is an RS? This is just an RM. That's literally all it is. And the SP is the same thing, but for like eyes and stuff. Like yeah, let's just wait for Nishiki's suit to load. This should not take long. There it goes. I'm not sure if I like how this looks. Let's just look back one more time at Yakuza 0. If it looks like that, I will continue on with going with it. No, okay, we'll look here. We'll look at this. Oh boy, Reddit. Scroll down here and we'll compare it to our blender. What I'd say is, in this case, I'd much rather not. Like, it reminds me more of Yakuza 5 than Yakuza 0. I don't know. You if you like how the suit looks right now, you can do this. You can do it. Because at the end of the day, you can make adjustments to these models to your liking. Like, just make sure you have all the textures, the necessary textures, in there, because, or else, like, your stylistic choices will practically be, you're not using these models to their potential. So we're gonna see what this looks like without, the TNRT roadmap, and it barely looks better. So what will we do? Whatever shall we do? I take back what I said about this. We're going back to this. If this node was built, was brought alongside this, then there isn't much reason for me not to use it. Okay, just for this render, I'll use it. But you don't even have to really use the old engine shader. It's not important. I mean, it is important if you want to get full accuracy and a lot more customization with your renders. But you can work just fine with old engine models in with just the Neo shader, because the Neo shader is more accurate with the old engine than the Dragon engine. That's all for this video. Actually, I don't really have much to say about this. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all in the part 5. The next video will be about Kenzan, specifically its models. Well, thank you guys so much for watching once again, and bye.